And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Caden. And Caden writes, I couldn't help but notice that Dune opened lower than Halloween Kills did. Both films were released the same day on both streaming and theaters. Halloween Kills opened on Peacock Premium and Dune opened on HBO Max, both for no extra cost. Is the gap in openings in part because the subscriber base of each? Does HBO Max have a great amount more subscribers than Peacock Premium, making more people see Halloween Kills in theaters? All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Caden. And yes, so Dune opened up in theaters. I just kind of gave my thoughts and my review on it. And it did right around where I was expecting it to do. It made about $40 million. Now, as of right now, worldwide, Dune has already pulled in $220 million worldwide. It's a good start. But it's not a coincidence that the reason it's done so strongly overseas, it's already made over $180 million in other markets. It's not a coincidence that in those markets, there wasn't an option to watch it on HBO Max instead. And in North America, the biggest movie market in the world, it only managed to make $40 million where HBO Max did exist. It's not a coincidence. Like, it's not some, this is a big mystery. Why is it doing so incredibly well in other markets and only so well here? Well, it's not a big thing. Now, you do raise an interesting question, which was the concept and the idea of, well, how much could the HBO Max thing have impacted this when the same thing happened to Halloween Kills, and Halloween Kills actually ended up making more money, right? Now, I'm just getting this set up because I wasn't planning on doing this, but we'll do it right now anyway. So let's jump in here for a second. In the Campea classroom. All right, so how did it make 180, makes 180 million in other markets, but only $40 million should never be called only, but we'll call it only here, but only made 40 million in North America. Well, let's look at that. HBO Max has, the last number I checked, has 67 million subscribers. Now, that's the combined total of HBO subscriber base from the last numbers that I saw. Like that information might be a month or two older. Maybe the number is a little bit bigger now, whatever. But HBO Max is 67 million subscribers, which means that when Dune opened up, 67 million potential moviegoers had the option instead to stay home and watch it at home. Right? 67 million had the option to just stay home and watch it at home. That's significant. Now, they ask a very, very interesting question. Peacock, which I still feel dirty even saying the name or writing it out, Peacock did the same thing with Halloween Kills, and it made more than Dune. Well, here's the thing. Peacock, the last I checked, I believe it said it had something like 50 million subscribers. Okay? That's the last I saw. That number may be off a little bit, but I remember it being somewhere around 50 million subscribers. Okay? So that's 50 million is not a terribly different number than 67 million, right? 50 million subscribers is not that much different. I mean, it's 17 million is still a lot, but it's not that much different. Well, here's the thing though. Okay. Halloween Kills was not maybe if I hit the V right, available to all Peacock subscribers. It was only available to paid subscribers. Okay, so look, there are 50 million, around 50 million HBO Max or Peacock subscribers. But here's the thing. The majority of those subscribers are subscribed to their free tier. Anybody can download and install Peacock. It's free. You don't get all the content and you have to get ads, but there is a free version of Peacock. To watch Halloween Kills on Peacock, you could not be a free subscriber. You had to be a subscriber to their top tier. All right. And here's the thing. The last report I saw was there are only 4 million paid subscribers to Peacock. 4 million. So that means Dune, 67 million had the option to stay and watch it at home. Yes. Whereas Halloween Kills only had 4 million people who had the option to stay and watch it at home. Today and what? I don't know what I'm typing. Tutete and what? What's going on here? Whatever. I'm not going to correct it. I'm going to leave it as it is. So to answer the one question, well, wait a second. Dune released on HBO Max and Halloween Kills released on Peacock. So why did well, yes, but Dune had to compete against HBO reaching 67 million people that had the option to stay in and watch at home. Whereas Peacock, there were only 4 million people who had the option to stay and watch it at home, because even though they have something like 50 million subscribers, they only really have about 4 million paid subscribers. So that's a significant thing. That is a significant thing and a significant difference when you're looking at the two different scenarios there. So that did make that 63 million people having the option to stay and watch it at home makes a significant difference. Now, the other thing about it, though, too, is that you got to keep in mind that a lot of us always felt like Dune was going to have some challenges at the box office because, like we were saying, like we said this long before Dune ever opened, Dune is higher concept sci-fi. It's thinking man sci-fi. It's not the big spectacle, boom, explosions and whatever. It's not one of those. It doesn't appeal as much to the general movie-going audience. And so we always thought it was going to have a little bit of a challenge at the box office on that rate. You compound that with the fact that 67 million people had the option to just sit home and watch it there. Unlike Halloween Kills, which really probably only had about 4 million people had the option to sit home and watch it there. I got to tell you, I'm not really surprised by the $40 million. As a matter, I think that they got to consider that pretty okay. I think they have to look at that 40 million opening and say it's pretty okay, and then sit back and say, well, thank God we've got it internationally as well, because it's already made like $220 million worldwide. It'll probably end up around the $400 million mark is my guess. We'll have to wait and see. But that's kind of my shake on that. So yes, I think it's enough to get it a sequel. Then again, I've always thought Discovery was going to greenlight a Dune sequel once they take over Warner Brothers anyway. So I think things look pretty good. Anyway, guys, what do you think about the opening weekend's numbers for Dune? Is it right around where you expected it? Did it exceed what you expected? Did it not make as much as you expected? How big of an impact do you think the HBO Max thing had on Dune as opposed to how much the Peacock thing had an impact on Halloween Kills? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.